Hi, my name is Maya Hayes, and I am a graduate assistant and personal trainer for the Georgia State Recreation Center. I'm also a certified barre instructor, and today I'll be showing you a tabletop barre sequence. So this barre sequence is going to be great for increasing core stability. It's also going to be awesome for strengthening the muscles along the posterior chain. So today we'll look at targeting and strengthening the muscles of the back, the glutes, and the hamstrings. And you won't need a whole lot of equipment for today's workout. The only thing you'll need is either a mat or towel, because we'll be doing the sequence on the floor. All right, and that's it. So let's go ahead and get started.
We'll begin in tabletop position, starting on the mat here on all fours, and you want to make sure that your weight is equally distributed through your hands and your knees. So with this, you want to stack your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. You want to pull your belly button in towards your spine and bring your gaze down towards the mat so that we preserve a neutral spine. All right, and from here, you want to press your hands into the mat. This protracts the shoulders slightly, and this is our tabletop position. I would recommend holding this anywhere from 20 to 30 seconds before you begin the sequence, and then practicing shifting your weight between the limbs so you can see how it feels when the weight is evenly distributed. So now we'll begin our first movement in the sequence. So from here, we're going to simultaneously lift our right arm and our left leg. So as you lift, you want to only focus on lifting the arm to about shoulder height and the leg to about hip height. So this helps to avoid any hyperextension. And an alternative to this, if you find it's too challenging to lift both limbs at the same time, you can also lift one at a time. So you can just lift your arm and then follow by lifting your leg. So you want to also make sure that your hips remain square throughout this entire movement. So your hips should be facing down towards the mat, and they shouldn't be rotated out at any point during the sequence. So you can certainly stay here, but if you're looking to make this move a little more challenging, you can make it more challenging by bringing the knee and the hand to touch, so not bringing the knee and the hand down after each movement. So this increases the amount of core stability you need and engages the abdominals a lot more in this movement, therefore making it a lot more challenging. The next part of our sequence is our pulse. So you're going to extend both the arm and the leg, and you're going to hold at shoulder height and hip height. From here, you're going to lift both the arm and the leg just an inch. So this is a very small movement, and again, you shouldn't be lifting too far above shoulder height and hip height. From here, we're going to continue through the sequence by placing our arm down and extending the leg. From here, you'll flex the foot, and from here, we're going to pulse just the leg. So you're just going to lift from the hip just an inch, and very small movement again here, focusing on engaging the glute as you lift. So squeezing through the glute as you lift just an inch here. For the next part of the sequence, we're going to keep our foot flexed, and we're going to bend and extend at the knee. So you're bending at the knee, and as you bend at the knee, you should feel the hamstring engaged along with the glute through this movement. So you're just going to bend and extend while keeping the foot nice and flexed here. You can modify this to make it easier by not holding the hip quite as high. For the last part of the sequence here, we're going to finish with a pulse. So you're going to keep the bend in your knee, and you're going to keep the foot flexed, and you're just going to pulse the hip up and down 1 inch. Again, making sure that the hips are square here, and then keeping the belly button pulled in towards the spine. All right, that completes all of the moves in the sequence. You can do the entire sequence by doing 10 reps of the tabletop lift or extension, followed by 10 reps of the tabletop pulse with both the arm and the leg, followed by 10 reps of the tabletop pulse with just the leg and the flexed foot, and then doing 10 reps of the bend and extension with the flexed foot, and followed by 10 reps of pulsing with the knee bent and the foot flex. So you'll switch sides once you're complete, and feel free to take breaks as needed to readjust yourself in the tabletop position if needed.
All right, I hope you found the sequence both beneficial and effective, and you could easily modify it by changing up the reps or however long you do the sequence. And like many of the sequences we've done, today's sequence is a progression. So if you can't do the whole sequence all the way through without taking breaks, that's totally fine. Just work on trying to go a little bit longer each time you do it, and eventually you'll have the whole sequence down packed. All right, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.